We have to reconcile ourselves with the idea that being easy is wrong. What's wrong is for someone to tell you that because that person is an asshole. What's up, desperators of love of life, or the most beautiful, precious thing in this world? How are you doing? I know. I've blown it. I disappeared a little bit from my own channel, dude. I disappeared from my own channel. But hey, it's not my fault. The truth is that life suddenly takes us down paths that are inhospitable. Well, the joke is that it's taken me through a lot of work, and that's the main reason why I moved a little bit away from the canal. But sisters, one always returns to the places one loved. And that's why today we are back here at Official Decorados. How are you? I'm Diana, your trusted lesbian, and today we're going to talk about a topic, controversial topic, that is, yes or no, having on the first date. Well, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, shall we? The first thing that happens when we go to meet a person is yes, sister, yes. You have this doubt, this question of, should I wax? But then you are attacked by the doubts that come with judging. Yes, sister, that is because you say, well, I might as well shave off in case it happens, right? But then comes the great doubt, this morality that hurts us so much about,
what will they think of me?
You know that you have thought that. He knows that you have wondered about it, and he knows that many times you have limited it. I get written to a lot, and they ask me, hey, Diana, about when is the right time to make the beautiful with someone? And this question I think is so complicated and so simple at the same time. Because in theory, it should be when we both feel like doing it. You go out with a person, there is great chemistry, they already went for a little beer, and from the little beer we went with a mezcalito, and from the mezcalito we went to your house, and from your house we wanted to go to bed. What's the problem? What is the problem? I am going to tell you. The problem is that all these moralistic things that we have in our heads come up.
What if we do it and you no longer take me seriously? What if we do it and they don't call me back?
Now let's see, sister, let's be a little clearer. It has to be said, I feel that this goes much more through cis couples that are heterosexuals. I'm not saying it's unique or limiting, but I do think there's a certain taboo that women have that,
oh no, a good girl doesn't do it until the third date.
There is a lot of stuff that goes through us and over our heads when in reality the human being's life should be lived without any concealment, without unwise stress, without any moralistic issue that stops us from doing the sensual thing. So one of the first questions that arises from this questioning is, they won't want to get serious with me anymore. Do you know where all this fear comes from? Well, yes, of course, that for years and years and years, we have been told, women specifically, that if you enjoy a beautiful sexuality, you are loose. And that's one of the things that limits us from being able to throw a little song and dance on the first date. Now, we must not forget that there are also people with whom the chemistry will not go beyond the topic. That is, sexual people with whom you simply want to have a good time. So why would you limit yourself to the first date being given the trucutru trakatra? No? I also believe that you have to define this a little bit yourself from your head, and why not? In the agreements you have with that person. It is not wrong to ask, where is this going? But then comes another thing, that is your reputation. Dude, of course, because once again we are back to the same subject. When a woman enjoys her sexuality, she will automatically be labeled with the title of...
What is she going to say? That I sleep with all of them on the first date?
And if yes, what? And this word that I feel grandmothers used to say every 5 minutes.
She is very promiscuous.
Well, actually, this word was used a lot. It has been used for a long time to tell a person that he or she is jumping from bed to bed. But is this a bad thing? If you, as a person who wanders from bed to bed, my dear hummingbird, take care of yourself. Why should there be a problem? Why should we feel bad about what the other person might think of us? In other words, in short, sisters, we are a bit affected by what the other person may think of us. Now, why are we afraid? I feel that it goes more through heterosexual people, but it can also affect us. That once you do the beautiful act of, you know what, you feel that she won't look for you anymore. Sister, this worries me very much. Why would you think that the fact of having the beautiful, spicy act would make the other person stop looking for you? That should rather be a red flag of who you are engaging with. Now, if she doesn't look for you, he doesn't look for you, or they don't look for you, why don't you look for them? And if that person does leave you because of that, my love, then you got someone very asshole off your back. According to a study conducted by Philip and Cohen, contrary to what many people might think, having sex on the first date does not ruin the chances of a serious relationship. Because this is really linked to the chemistry that exists with that person. What really matters is how much chemistry there is between the couple. That is, if you like each other, if you are attracted to each other, if there is flirting, if there is a nice interaction of thoughts, of desire, of intellect. I mean, you know, all this stuff that has to do with another person. And there's something I love about this study because it says that it is very easy for a couple to have a first date, but it is very difficult for a couple to make it to the 7th date. This has nothing to do with the issue of whether or not you got laid on the first one. It has more to do with the chemistry that does or does not develop. And then there is more hard data because I like it.
Hard. It's not true. I don't really like it that much. Well, I do like. We continue with the video.
Says science. A survey of more than 10,000 people in the year 2014 finds that 47.9% of people in a relationship wait a few weeks to make the beautiful act of love. 35.5% had the nice snip on the first date or within the first 3 dates. And 9.9% had the before the first appointment. I mean, this seems to me magnanimous. In short then, sister, the limiting issue of whether or not you do or do not do the spicy act on the first date is obviously and exclusively up to the two of you. But without placing such a heavy burden or expectation on it, if chemistry led you that night to say,
I kind of crave it.
get it, girl, get it. And if that person turns out to be a jerk and ends you because you had sex on the first one, sis, you were saved from a good one. If not, well, that's great, because imagine that you like her. Imagine that in addition to having a good romantic relationative chemistry, you also have good sexual chemistry? Sister, 10 out of 10. But well, sisters, you can leave me down here in the comments what you think about this. What is the right time to be able to do the spicy act? On the first date, on the third date, on the fourth date, whatever makes you feel most comfortable with, comment below and tell me if you have had a bad experience having the brazen kitchen on the first date. I'm leaving now, but as always, like every moment of my life, I send you a whole lot of kisses. Be very naughty, but take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video of Official Descarados. Bye!
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.